guys, Team Simply Mott here. I'm going to bring you a Banlist discussion on Time Seal.
So yeah, we thought this is actually kind of our first video on the Banlist, and I thought I'd start off with this card, Time Seal. It's actually quite a controversial card. There was a thread on Pojo a couple days ago, and people were actually, very heated discussions about this card. I mean, basically all it does is your opponent skips the draw phase of his or her next turn. And so a lot of people, so right now it is banned. A lot of people think that it should stay banned because they think, that's almost too broken. The fact that it will, your opponent draws their, they lose their draw. I mean, some people are comparing it to like a Yatagratsu, but the difference between that is, that's a monster that can be reused at spirits. You bounce back to your hand and you create a lock. I mean, in essence, this is just a one-time, your opponent doesn't draw. And I actually would be fine with it coming back because people say, but that means your opponent doesn't draw. But the fact is, you essentially wasted your draw drawing this. Like, for the turn before, so the turn when you set this and before you activate that, you essentially go -1 until this activates, and then it's just a simple 1-for-1 because your opponent will not draw. So, in essence, it would be the same as if you both, started off with only 5 cards and didn't have that first draw, because one of yours would be this Time Seal. A lot of people have talked, there's a loop, I guess, if you do Mask of Darkness, which when it flips up, you get to return a trap to your hand from your graveyard. But the only real way to do that would be to run that plus Yugioh, and to somehow protect Mask of Darkness, which has, I think, 500 attack or defense maybe, and to stop that from getting destroyed and just re-flipping over with Yugioh to keep recycling this. I don't think anyone would bother running that loop. I don't think it's worth it. So I think that argument is a little bit flawed. And the other thing is, a lot of people, well, if this gets, MST chain, if someone MSTs it or heavies it, and you can chain this, and then in essence, you don't lose anything. But I'm fine with that. I mean, why should your opponent, if they use MST, why should they automatically, destroy the card? That can be used for any chainable thing, You can say it's unfair if, you have an Exceed monster, and you MST, and your opponent chains Compulse to the MST. I mean, you essentially wasted your MST, and your opponent still got their effect off, so in terms of that, I think it's, I think chainable traps are quite good for the game. I mean, why should, if your opponent MST something, why should, it immediately fizzle? I feel like, while, blind MSTing is a good thing, it's not necessarily something that should, be rewarded without, risk. There should be a risk to everything. The other reason I guess I'd put this to 1 first, if anything, and then, I doubt it would do anything, so then to 3 eventually, because I run, in my worms, I run a really, really heavy, trap-heavy deck. I think right now I have 18 or 19 traps, and I don't even know if I'd bother putting this in. I mean, like I said, it gains you no inherent advantage. All it would do is basically be MST bait, and so if you want to just let it sit there, and then hopefully when your opponent MSTs it, then you can chain it and not lose any advantage, that's good. Good for you. But I don't know of any real competitive deck, especially, we're kind of moving away towards traps. I mean, traps have kind of come back more after the Inzectors, because the Inzectors would pop all the back rows. But we're still in a format where a lot of people don't run many traps, so I doubt, you'd find a reason to put this in. So, I mean, that's just my thought. I mean, a lot of people seem to disagree with me on this. They say that, messing with the hand is just bad for the game, a la trap does shoot, but in no way is this a trap does shoot. So, let me know what you guys think. If you guys also have any other, basically the next month and a half until the Banlist is leaked, we're going to keep, talking a lot about some cards, some that are, quite obvious, we're probably going to get into, Reborn, Heavy Storm, those big ones, as well as, some like Gateway. A lot of the topic cards, and then but also some, more irrelevant cards, a card like this that, might not get talked about as much. So, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions of other cards we should talk about, you can leave them in the comments, and, thanks for watching.